There are many accidents and suicides every year around the world. Many of these are because of a gun that was thought to be unloaded or an improperly stored or locked gun. Gun owners say that if we are forced to lock up our guns, our rights and our freedoms are being taken away. Now, I feel that if you have small children in your home, or even if you have small children come over to visit, you should always lock up your firearms. Small children that have never been around firearms, and even children that have been around them their whole life, do not know well enough to respect a gun. Kids play cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians. They're always using toy guns or even their fingers to play these games, and they see a firearm at your house and they don't know any better. They go ahead and pick this gun up, and hopefully it's not a loaded gun, or hopefully it's a locked one. Oh, another thing is if somebody breaks into your house. Now, a thief, they grab the small items, easy to carry, and a gun is easy to carry. It's a small item, and it's also worth money to them. So, if it's locked up, they don't have easy access, and they won't even give it a second look. I've been around guns my whole life. My dad bought me my first gun when I was 10 years old, Winchester 30-30. At the same time, he also bought me a safe and a trigger lock. I remember going to my uncle's house and seeing his guns on the wall over his fireplace. I remember going to my friend's house. His dad had his in a gun cabinet that was made out of glass and wood. So neither one of their guns were ever locked up. They had their house broken into, both my uncle and my friend's dad. Needless to say, those guns ended up on the street, and I hate to think of what happened after they hit the street. We had our house broken into. We had our TV stolen, some other stuff, but we still had our guns. Those didn't hit the street. Now, I will most likely buy my own children their first firearm when they're between the ages of 8 and 10. Now, my dad taught me that just because a gun is locked up does not mean that the rifle owner doesn't have easy access. It just means that if you aren't meant to use it or get a hold of it, you ain't going to do it. Now, I've seen both sides of the lock issue, and I'm all for locking up your guns. Now, I'd like to give you a short list of reasons to lock up your guns. And first one on that list is keep your loved ones safe. Now, here's a headline about a 6-year-old accidental shooting victim that I found online, and it is from the Tulsa, Oklahoma newspaper. It says 6-year-old shooting victim dies, and that was because a boy with Down syndrome found a loaded gun in his parents' house and accidentally shot himself. I also went to pediatricsabout.com, and according to them, Childhood gun and shooting accidents are not rare. They are one of the top 10 leading causes of accidental death for all age groups outside of newborns and infants. According to the site, in 2007, there were 122 unintentional firearm deaths in children in 1997. An additional 3,060 non-fatal gun and shooting accidents. And I don't know about you, but those could have been prevented if guns were locked up. Second reason, keep thieves from having access to them. Number 3, give yourself time to think about something before doing something irrational, like shooting somebody. Now, I can only think of one reason why we shouldn't, and that's nobody can tell me what to do in my own home. Now, in conclusion, there is no surefire way to keep our loved ones completely safe, and no surefire way to keep guns off the street. But it is up to the individual gun owner to ensure that our guns are not allowed to become a part of the problem. Instead, it is we as gun owners should be able to ensure that our guns and our respect to them for them should be a solution by safely locking them up. Now, I know thieves can find ways around locks, but at least it will make it harder for them. I do know that a locked gun will deter a small child from accidentally getting a hold of a dangerous weapon. Thank you, and remember, a locked gun is a safe gun.